the organisers of this conference have also been setting up a new initiative, GovTech Lab, and I've been acting as an advisor to that. So I have worked in various data science roles and applied maths roles for the UK government, but alongside that, I seem to have fallen into a role of doing what John was just doing now, which is rubbishing new technologies which have been massively overhyped. I might aspire to be a poor man's John Crowcroft, but actually he does this for the public good more than money. So it's not even that I'm cheaper, it's that the lines of communication between government and academia could be much better. And the lines of communication with expertise in industry, just as John was saying. And I see this initiative as an opportunity to improve exactly those things. So what's the opportunity of GovTech? Well, I mean, you might hear people suggesting all kinds of things, that public services might be improved through more peer-to-peer. Maybe DLT could help out there. Civil servants, so a lot of processes which are currently very manually labor-intensive might be improved through machine learning or deep learning, John's definition of AI. Public records might be made more useful and accessible through open APIs. They may be made more secure against corrupt administrators through distributed ledger technology. Physical infrastructure itself, through which public services are delivered, could be made more efficient, potentially, with Internet of Things. And laws and justice themselves could be simplified through natural language processing, could be opened up more through peer-to-peer, could be more tech-enabled through 5G. And then ultimately, open policy making itself could potentially be improved through more use of crowdsourcing technologies. These are all the kinds of speculation you might hear about technology improving the function of government. Now, the UK should be quite good at taking advantage of some of these opportunities because we have a committed network of very good academics in the UK. We have a vibrant startup scene in London and a well-established private sector with some big tech players in it. Government itself has committed to the use of technology to do more with less, repeatedly, and is keen at supporting the UK's digital technology sector. We have these world-leading universities, researchers, and strong, well-established civil society organisations, which could all be collaborating with government to help make better use of these technologies, or at least understand whether the reality matches the hype. But we also have some barriers which stop us from exploiting those advantages. Civil servants themselves, like myself, may not know the best ways to work with academics. We have some initiatives within government, like the Open Innovation Team in Cabinet Office, which are starting to try and establish better mechanisms for a dialogue with government. But that's far from widespread. Academics themselves may not understand the day-to-day workings of government and how to interact effectively with civil servants. There are different reward structures between those different sectors. So academics are motivated by publication and occasionally a letter justifying impact from a civil servant. Civil servants are motivated by all kinds of complicated factors that I won't commit to in front of a public audience. And there are misalignments of time frames. So the timescales over which research is awarded tend to be much longer than the timeframes over which policy questions are asked and answered. And then, last of all, for academics, although the UK makes funding available through various sources and sometimes in quite large amounts, it's not necessarily always that easy to get an amount that matches the effort that's going to go in, and it's not always that easy to go through the bureaucratic steps in place to try and make sure that that research funding is appropriately allocated. So I'll hand over now to Giles to talk about how the GovTech Lab offer tries to address some of these barriers.
Thanks, Tom. So very quickly, I'm Giles Pavey. I work on sustainability at Unilever. Before that, I used to be a civil servant here in the UK. And within GovTech Lab, the top thing that we're doing is just trying to bring together, as Tom says, classes of people who might not naturally fully understand each other's workings and environment. We started off with a subset of people who actually got to know each other in part through previous data policy events. So we've got people from UCL, Cambridge, Imperial, but very open to anybody who's interested from whatever establishment. And we actually launched last year. In terms of what we are offering, we've had a number of knowledge transfer sessions. So again, multidisciplinary. The topics have been all of the ones mentioned by John in his talk. So examples of where DLT or privacy is being used, privacy and IoT. And we're now at the stage where very much looking to get more research underway. And that was in our recent, when we were sort of reviewing the progress of GovTech Lab, that's why we thought it would be useful to speak on this platform. Is the main message is that we're really keen on growing this community and really keen on bringing in more researchers who are interested in working for public good. If you're in government, local, international, whatever, and you're interested in the advances of data and technology, then we're really keen to hear from you, because we really think that the best way to get this done is to be working together. So lastly, just I think the message is that if this is of interest to you, then contact any of the people on this slide. I would probably pick out specifically Zeynep and Emre as the people who, so Zeynep's here at the front, and I'm sure all of you know her as the driving force behind this conference, and Emre's there at the back, to find out more. This is our current sort of advisory board, but room for more, and very much room for research and advice.
Okay, but let's thank the speakers.